it says here, host disabled participant screen sharing for me at the moment.
Okay, try now.
Yeah. Can you see my screen at the moment?
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Now this, what we'll try and do is create something like this here. And Roshan, do you see the app you have? Can you see, first of all, do you see in this example, I have four different elements, or there's four columns, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, and in the middle, I just put a button for now with a link to various websites. And there's 4 extra screens that this would link to. So in the app that you sent this morning, Roshan, you could use this to implement exactly what you have on, what I have from your design on my phone at the moment. So I suggest, could we run through, design this from scratch, and basically design this here from scratch, and then you can edit it. So if I go Thunkable, create new app, I'll call it column example, say, and create. So we start off with absolutely nothing, and we have, just say you have one, this is a main screen. First thing is, if you want a background image for the whole app, you can just go and select it from, I have one here called feathers. And it's in there at the moment, but that could be any image for your association or whoever's doing it. Now, so this is screen 1, if you see where I've got the cursor. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take in 4 columns, and you'll see how you can stack one on top of the other, and then you can put various things inside each column. For example, the little images with text on them like you have in your app or whatever. So I just go to add components, COLUMN, it appears here, and I drag it in. Now the important thing up here is you'll see screen 1 and underneath it column 1. And what that means is that column 1 belongs to screen 1, and the technical description for it is that column 1 is a child of the parent screen 1. Okay, now the reason why I did that, because when I drag another column in, you'll see something strange happen. I drag it in, and now if I go here, can you see that although column 1 is a child of screen 1, column 2 is now a child of column 1, and we don't want that. We want them all to be individually linked to screen 1. So I'll just drag in the other 2, and then we'll set it up. So I've dragged all 4 in at the moment, and can you see this is a child of this, this is a child of this, this is a child of this, and that don't work very well. So what you have to do, you have to make sure that each column belongs as a child of screen 1. So what you do is you put the left button of the mouse down on column 4 and drag it up to screen 1. You put the left button of the mouse down on column 3 and drag it up to screen 1. The left button of column 2 and drag it up to screen 1. And I'll just drag column 1 up to screen 1 as well. And now you'll see that all 4 columns now belong to the same screen. And over here, you will see that you can actually see the boundary between each one. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then you can, I'll just go to button. And this button here, say for example, I'll drag up into column 1, and you'll see it appear there. I'll drag another button into column 2, into 3, into 4. And just so we know up here, can you see here that column 1 has, button 1 is now a child of column 1, button 2 is a child of column 2, and so on. So that's the four buttons in, and we can put I'll just call this one link 1. Just copy it. Go to this one. Call it link 2. Link 3. And link 4. Oh, I must have lost the first one. Right, link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4. So just go to blocks and the normal stuff. When button 1 clicked. Oh, by the way, you can also change this just for your own use. If you look at button 1 there, you can set it up that it has to be a long click or a touch down or a touch up on the button, but the handiest one I think is just a click. So what do we want to do here? Control, navigate to, when button 1 is clicked, we want to navigate. Right, I haven't added in my screen yet, so I go to 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 4 extra screens because we have 4 buttons. And go to screen 1, blocks. Well, we want to go to screen 2 if that happens, and duplicate. Actually go to 3. Button 2 is. When button 3 is pressed, you go to screen 4. And 4 to 5. So that's that bit done. So when I go to screen, we'll go back to design. Screen 2, all you have to do, as we did last week, was bring in the web viewer. Do the same for screen 3. Screen 4. And screen 5. And go to screen 2 blocks. Screen 2, when screen 2 opens, go to certain URL. And I'll just type one in here for Irish Times, say, and copy it. So that's screen 2. Screen 3, this is just a repetition of what we did last week. I'll just put the same address in there for now. It can be changed. Screen 4, viewer. Sorry, this is a bit fast, but it'll be all in video. So back to design. Screen 1 has the background, and then you can make your buttons or contain whatever text. You can put images inside the buttons and so on, or you can, rather than dragging a button, you can drag in an image. But that's the basic app there. And if I just click on link 1, for example, you can go down to with full container and it becomes a whole screen if you want to, or if you want to put an image in there, whatever. But I've tried this. I'll just try it on my phone now as well, a live test. And on the iPhone, and I downloaded apps and installed them permanently, and they both fitted exactly. An Android phone, an Android tablet, and an iPhone. I didn't check it on an iPad now, I have to say. Let's try this again.
Martin, do you have control over the proportions? So could you make like the column for link 1 half the screen and the others a lot smaller and stuff, so you can still control it that way?
You can. I would need to check out exactly how to do that, but you can make them all different, varying sizes. I think when you click on say you click on column 1 here, you have the simple settings here. And then you also have advanced settings where you've got the sizing.
And the spacing. So it's basically the same as what we were doing before, but this, you've just broken it up into columns. Yeah,
and this way, it seemed, from the examples I did, it didn't matter what device, it looked exactly the same on them all. So if you were to reproduce your, how many buttons did you have? I think it was 7, was there, or 6 maybe?
If you count the image at the top and the image at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all together.
Right, so you could have 9 columns, and you put the image into the top column would contain an image rather than a button, if you know what I mean. Or does that make sense?
Yeah.
So with this way, I think you can put in as many columns as you want. Obviously, the more you put in, the smaller they're going to get, and you could have problems with text sizing. But I'm sure. Well, I have the four one up here on my phone, and there's loads of spacing for each, and it works. It works fine. But here, the key of all of this here is this part. If I just collapse these down, you'll see here that screen 1 has got 4 children basically. Column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. And that's why they're linked, one on top of the other. And if you look in column 1, it contains a button. Column 2 contains a button. And so on. Now, say for example, you wanted to get rid of the button in column 1, you just go over here and delete. And if you wanted to drag in an image, you would drag it up into the column, and you should see it appearing up here. And then you go and go to the image and select your picture or whatever it is. Does that make sense? The important thing here is to keep these, to make sure, excuse me, that these are all on the same indent, really. Excuse me. For example, if I drag column 2 and stick it inside column 1, everything goes gobbledygook. So you need to make sure that you keep them all on the same. So I'm just going to drag that back out before. Sorry. Column 4, I'll bring it back out to screen. And then if you wanted to get it back to the normal, you want, let me just check. We want column 1 to be the top, say. We've now 2 and 3 messed over. I'm not quite sure. Column. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. You need to rearrange those as 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, you don't. Actually, you can just play around with these. Change that to link 2. But as I say, I tried this on both, and it works. So it'll be interesting to see if you can get it sorted on yours.
Yeah, I'll definitely give that a go, I think, now then. The other thing I was going to ask you, Martin, was when you set it up last week, you were saying that you just swipe, you know, once you go into the link on the second page or the third page, you just swipe to go back. Now, I have to press the back button twice on mine. Is there something that you need to do to set up the swiping?
Oh, no, I'll just right here in mine a second. Pressed, I've gone to Irish Times, and I click back and I go to the home screen.
Yeah, mine you have to click back twice for some reason, you know, on the back button on the phone.
Yeah, let's have a look at the blocks. Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm getting this here little red arrow is I remember I deleted that button, so I'll just get rid of that for now. You've used this here when button 2 clicked, navigate to screen, whatever. Yeah? Russian, is that what you had? That's what you have in your app, isn't it?
Sorry, I was muted, yeah.
Yeah. So then, in the screen, you went when screen 2 opens, you do this.
Yeah.
Now, did you do opens or starts?
Oh, there's
I
a
don't
question.
know if there's any difference, but I was using opens. What are you using?
I don't know, I'll have to have a look and see.
Let's see if we go back to that link again. It certainly shouldn't need 2 back swipes to go back anyway.
Let's see. Screen 2. Opens.
Opens.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's weird.
It could be my phone, possibly, maybe. I don't know.
When I downloaded your app, Roisin, I just back-clicked once and it took me back to the home page.
Yeah, so maybe it's just my phone, you know, whatever way my phone's set up, possibly.
Could you? I'm trying to see. Could you put the? Let me just go to the chat. And you have the link.
Yeah, I did put the link.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. I'll just copy it again. I'll go back to share screen. Right, so design blocks. Yeah, you just played a little sound every time somebody selects something. Oh, let's see. Screen 2 doesn't have a web viewer. I think that might be your issue. You've done it a different way. Do you see? Can you see my screen all right there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on screen. Let's go back to screen 2. You have a sound screen 2, but there's no web viewer. You've used something different. So can I just edit this for a second and show you how to change it, and you can try it there.
Yeah.
I would get rid of this. I'd go back to the design. We're on screen 2. You can drag in the web viewer. Then go to blocks. And in web viewer, you drag from web, sorry. And I'll just copy the Irish Times So that's the way that I had it. So if you could change it to that, Roisin, it might,
Sort that out.
yeah.
Good.
Now what I could do is, you know, the one I've just, let me see. This is the one here that I just created. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just get rid of the image for now. And I'm going to drag a button back into the top one and call it link 1, and then I'll share it with you. So I'll just go to blocks and duplicate, and the button is actually now button 5 because I deleted button 1 earlier. If you put in a new button, it goes to the next number after the last one you put in, so it's buttons 2, 3, and 4. So we want to go to screen 2 if the top button is pressed. So this is basically all 4 links here, by the way, take you to the Irish Times at the moment. Link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4, screen 2, Irish Times 3, Irish Times 4, 5. Now, I'm going to share this. Generate link, copy, stop share, go to the chat. Could you try it now on your machine? So basically copy this link. Copy the link, you get it in the chat box there. And I'm just going to close down my Thunkable and just in a new page type in or paste in that link, and then let's see how we go. So it's here. Now this is a shared link. So what you need to do is make copy in your Thunkable. So it's a copy made, and if you go back out into your main area, you will see the new column X that was copied in. Open it up and do a live test on your phone. Any issues with any of that there, just shout away. Then just do live test.
Right, I'm a bit lost. I've
Right.
copied the link. I've gone
Okay.
into Thunkable.
Yes.
Oh,
Then you make copy.
where do I paste the link?
No, you just open up a new web page and you paste it into the, I know if you were normally typing on a website address, press enter and it should open up.
Oh, yeah, no, it's here. It's here. I wasn't very patient.
No problem, no, jeepers. And when you have it in your design, just click on make copy. And when you have that, just to check that you have it, just go over and click on Thunkable here and you should see column X. Click on that and it opens up. when you see it on the actual phone, you'll see link 1, link 3, link 2, link 4, but you can easily just change the text and so on.
Got it sorted.
And I'm just changing the who else have we on here? Is Gabriel?
Yes.
Gabriel's here, yeah.
Were you able to get that in?
Yeah, I got it in, and the swipe works on this version, Martin.
Yeah.
Sorry, the swipe didn't work on yours, Roisin. Yeah. No.
So one swipe back will take you to the main page again, Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you try it for all 4 links.
Yeah. Before I pressed the back button, and it took me back to the Thunkable page that listed the projects. It didn't take me back to the home page.
Right. Okay.
But this one does.
This should do it then. Hopefully. Roisin, what's the story? Is it?
Yeah, one press of the back button takes me back.
And can you just swipe it from left to right? Is it?
No, it doesn't swipe. But that might be my settings on my phone.
Right. So if you press, say if you're in the home page on your phone, you press link 1. Does it take you to the Irish Times website?
It does.
Yeah. And if you swipe from left to right on the screen anywhere on the Irish Times.
No, it doesn't do anything. It just moves up and down. But that might be the settings on my phone as opposed to. I just press the back button once and it goes back.
Oh yeah, the back button at the bottom of the screen, like a little arrow that points to the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of
Samsung.
Samsung? Not sure now.
The phone's relatively new to me, so I'm not any way great with it, to be honest.
But you can, with the back button, you can definitely go back.
Yeah, and it's just one press, whereas with mine, you had to press the back button twice.
Well, I think that could be due to the fact that it says here.
Roisin, when you press the back button, does it take you back to the home screen, or does it take you back to the Thunkable screen?
No, it takes me back just to the home screen with the links on it.
Is that what's happening to yours, Gabriel? Yeah.
When I press the back on the iPhone, it takes me to the Thunkable page, but if I swipe back, it takes me to the home
no, hold
page.
on. Oh, sorry, Gabriel, one sec. See when you're doing a live test, can you see a little blue button at the top, back, and the other one, view code?
Yes.
Ignore them completely because they're not part of the app. They're just part of the Thunkable app on your phone. So don't press them at all, unless you wanted to go out into the main menu of Thunkable, which is not part of our. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you download this app onto your phone, that blue view code and back will not exist. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And is yours? Can you swipe yours back to the main screen?
Yes. Yeah.
So don't worry about pressing that blue button at all. Well, that was good you brought that up because that's not part of our app. So I don't know what the next step is. I think is it trying to replicate what you have using this method?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it should make sense now. I have it in my head at least.
Yeah.
So,
See, this is the massive learning experience for me because all of this idea here was pretty new to me. And Thunkable is definitely something that we're going to be introducing next year in the college. And you just stumble on things every day that when you're using it that become useful. But this is basically as much as I don't know any more than this. I thought, so we'll be playing around with it for quite a while. But it's like anything you get when you start and then you get problems, and solving them is where you learn the most, really, isn't it?
I like messing about with the graphics more than anything else, but that's just me. Last week you mentioned a link for getting rid of the thunkable thing that comes up at the start.
Sorry, could you say that again, Rashi?
You mentioned last week about a YouTube video for getting rid of the powered by Thunkable or whatever it is that comes up at the start.
Yeah.
Can you share that again? I
If
can't
you
remember.
send that to me, you might have sent that to me, Martin. Did
No, I
I
didn't
not?
actually. I'll have to go find it, and I'll send it to you, Karen. And see, anybody that's having any problems when we're editing this this version here for your own association, any issues, share the link with me, and see if there's a problem. Maybe I don't know if I'll be able to sort it out, but I'll definitely send that on. There's a couple of versions that need to check to see which one was the best, because you certainly don't want that appearing at the start of your app if somebody downloads it.
Do you know when you share the link to let other people see it? If I was, say I'm trying to convince the committee, for example, to try and get them to pay to launch this, if I share it with them, can they access it, or do they have to download all the Thunkable stuff and do all that as well? Would I have to explain it to them?
Well, see, I think that the best, you know, that the initial video that you sent around, you did a screen capture of the initial app. I think if you send them that video, that should
Convince them.
Yeah, because if you send them something and they have to go to Thunkable and sign in, they might just get frustrated.
They just won't do it. Mm-hmm.
So would it be fair enough to say that maybe we could edit this then to do what you want?
Martin?
Yeah.
Do you know in the MIT one, there was a sort of a community where you could look at other apps that have been developed, and I suppose you could have downloaded them and looked at the code, or, you know,
that's the same here, Gabriel. If you go to, I'm assuming you're asking is, can you do this with Thunkable, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you just click on Thunkable up here, and you'll see top community projects, public gallery, and if you click on top community projects, you will see various ones have been created. And there's more. There's, I don't know how many there are. I haven't looked at any of these, and sometimes when you open them, they're blank. But I'll just click on this one, name that song, and it comes up with this. And what you can do is you can see inside, and it takes you in, and you can see their app, which seems to be I don't know, home screen. See blocks. When button continue is clicked, navigate to song 1. So there's loads of examples in the same way that there was for MIT. There's a public gallery of various apps as well. And you can download any of these and copy them into your system and re-edit. Because everybody that doesn't subscribe, their app is open source, if you know what I mean. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great, Martin. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Agriculture, current data. There's so many of them.
The dancing pigs look more interesting than the agriculture current data.
I've seen that. Yeah. I don't know what that one is. Calculator, but there's loads of, and then you can go back to your own projects. I'd say the top community projects will probably have more valid apps than the public gallery, because sometimes, as I've done, as maybe you have done as well, you start off an app, give it a new name, and you throw a couple of buttons on it, and then you forget about it. But that app is available for anybody then to download, and when you look at it, you'll say, well, they obviously started it but didn't finish. So these probably, to get into the top community projects, they're probably the finished versions.
Looks like I've got a bit of work to do now then.
Well, I just now,
The point is to get it working.
Sorry, Rashi, I would suggest that if you're going to have 8 or 9 containers, make them all equal sizing at the start, and then see how it looks, and then try and, if you want to reduce the size of some and increase the size of others. But to keep you right, I wouldn't change the size of them at the start until you have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If I get a handle on this, can I forward on a link to you to try it out on the iPhone for me again?
Anytime. Yes, of course, anytime.
Were you looking to have link 1 as a sort of a Malin head sort of header link or something? Is that?
Yeah, so it would have the Malin head as the link 1, and then I have it's a PNG image of the silhouette of the tower at the bottom, and then it's just a background image is the sky and the water.
So you were looking at having that link 1 bigger to sort of have the Malin head sort of stuff in it?
Yeah, but I guess once I get it all in again and into the columns, it's just the same as I did before, just playing about with the graphics and the sizing.
I think so. If I click down here on column 4, and if I go background picture, I don't know what this image looks like, but just so you can do, even though the feathers was the background, this image is now covering it. You may not want a background. You may want a fancy picture or whatever in various ones, but or you may not want a background picture at all.
The PNG files work well because the background can shine through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to a GIF or not a GIF, a JPEG.
Yeah.
Martin, when you clicked on that background image, it said .jpeg or something, was it? What was that?
Yeah, that's a different version. I'm not quite sure about the whole JPEGs, PNGs, and JPEGs. Some of them have got larger memory content, and
I haven't seen that extension before, JPEG. I don't know, is that?
I just went on to Google's Malin head images, and I just seen a picture, and I right click, download, and it came down as a JFIF file.
Yeah, it's a new one to me, that's all. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, so guys, I'm just wondering, would it be an idea to Martin, everybody has your email address, Gabriel and Roshan, would you be happy to share each other's email address?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mira, I don't know if you can hear us, if you're happy to be included in that email as well. Yeah, he's just given it. That's yours, Roshan. Okay. That's brilliant. And if we do, I might say to Roshan Tynan as well, or Roshan Tynan Siobhan, if she's happy to share, because I have been, blind carbon copying and everybody. So if we share the emails and you can collaborate with each other, would that be okay?
Oh yeah.
That'd be perfect.
Could you send email addresses? I don't know how to get to once the Zoom thing finishes, we can't access the Zoom chat again, can we?
No, you can save the chat to your folder just locally now, and it'll keep the email addresses. And you should be able to. So
Didn't know you could do that.
at the very bottom of your chat, so if you have your chat, there's 3 dots. They're called ellipses. I found that in a tutorial myself there at the start of lockdown. So if you click on the ellipses, it should say save chat, and that goes to a file on your computer.
Oh,
and
great. That's brilliant.
So the links were there. Is that okay?
Perfect.
So I think probably if you're in agreement, Martin, we'll wrap it up for now and maybe let everybody work on their projects and see how we get on. And if you guys can work directly with each other, I'm happy to test away. I'm not as up to speed because particularly today my internet kept dropping out. So, but hopefully this recording will have recorded fully when I dropped out. But if we leave it, say, for 4 weeks, and Martin, then maybe if we come back to you, if we have any kind of more in-depth questions, there might be a cohort of people that would like to go a bit further.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. And we can just communicate by email in the meantime if
Yeah. And I'll check with Siobhan. I know Siobhan was really engaged with it as well. So if I check with Siobhan, I know there's many that haven't been attending, but look forward to the videos and have been working from the videos too. So it doesn't always suit people to attend, at a particular time. So the videos are useful from that point of view.
Yeah, and I'll get that the links to removing the Thunkable
Video.
Yeah, the bit at the start of the app.
Okay.
Now, I'm not quite sure if, do you know the way, say you have your app completely developed and using Thunkable and you want to put it up on the Google Play Store and the iOS. I don't know at the moment, because if you can do that without being a pro member, but you would only have to be a pro member for 1 month. Do you know what I mean? So it might be, I'm not sure, you may be able to do it, but do you know what I mean? You can have your app fully developed, you want to put it up, and they'll say, sorry, you can't do that because you're a pro member, but you're not a pro member. I don't know if that's the case, but it may not be, but it's something they can check out as well.
Brilliant.
Something else to take to the committee.
Well, do you know what? I think if they were to be buying the ISEN ration, it would be a totally different price range. So I think you're on. They're on a winner with you anyway. I
think if you went out and paid a company to develop what you've done, Roisin, you'd be talking considerably more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I finish up now on the 7th of August, so I need to get my skates on.
Okay. Well, that would be a great way to finish up.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be escaping, to be fair, but yourself.
Not be allowed to go too far.
Maybe you can start up on your own.
You never know.
You can start up your own company, Roisin, and develop apps for. You can start up your own company and develop apps for
community groups.
everybody.
Yeah, you never know. I'll be looking for something anyway.
Yeah, I just want to say as well, no, thanks very much, well, Karen, but thanks, Martin, so much for your time, because
no bother. I really enjoyed it, Gabriel.
Really learned a lot. Like, there's no way I could have done this. I don't think this is a perfect format for you. I suppose it would be better if we were all in the same room, but I think you've really made it work, Martin, and definitely we've learned a lot. And the videos are great, Karen, because you can go over them and pause them. So I find it really, really helpful. Thanks so much for all the effort that's gone into getting this organised.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
That's great, Roisin. And Martin, I suppose I'm only really organising it and pulling it together. It's Martin doing all the hard work. So, Martin, thanks on behalf of us all, and on behalf of IDP. But we'll be keeping in touch anyway. We're not going. You're not going to get away there too far.
That's great. Well, sure. We'll be in contact by email then, and.
Perfect. I'll circulate the email now. I'll wait till they get the cloud recording, and I'll circulate the email. You guys email in.
Brilliant. Right. Thanks very much, Karen.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thanks a million. Have a great
Cheers, all the
day.
best.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, bye-bye.